before, like when I was in grade 8 and grade 9 and stuff, I was drawing and I wasn't really doing anything outside of a sketchbook. Like everything I was doing was on paper. And the first project I did here was a sculpture. And for my portfolio, I'm doing an installation across the whole room. So it's really expanded here. It's like whatever's right and whatever you want to do that fits your creative process, you can do it.
I think a really great thing that I got to do at ESA was an art talk. Got to map out like my entire creative process and realize how that all like worked with my art, and then talk about it to people who like wanted to hear about it.
The latest work that I've been doing has been scanner-based photography. I pull on like old or like unknown source material that I find. So most of my work in one way or another is taking whether personal or impersonal imagery or textures and objects, and then either adding value or subtracting value from it to create a product that is kind of left open for interpretation. There's a really good community at ESA in the contemporary art program. We're not even just here to make art. I think that the program really helps everyone develop and kind of reach their full potential.
Because I expected for this program to be a lot about painting and like illustration, because that's what I saw when I came on art shows and auditioning and that kind of thing, and that's kind of what everyone else a lot of people do here. So I expected that that's what I had to do, but then I slowly realized that like you just kind of have to do whatever feels right and whatever you need to do. In grade 10, I started carving wax. Once I realized that I was better at carving than I thought I was, I decided to do something that I'd been wanting to do for a while, which was remake a necklace that I had lost. And a lot of that has to do with the visual arts program as well, because a lot of my friends come from this program. Mr. Very and Miss Raymond were really important to like talking to me, asking me questions like, oh, why are you actually carving these raven skulls? Do you know why this necklace is important to you? And they helped me slowly realize why I was so dependent on this necklace, this physical object that I had lost.
So I guess the project that kind of changed my way of thinking and kind of set the course for what I'm doing now in art was in grade 10 we had the Heritage Project, and we were asked to create a piece that spoke about our heritage, and it could be in like a very abstract way or more literally, and I chose to take it literally. So I decided to do a dual self-portrait of myself, but in the background I like superimposed the portrait of me into photos that my parents took on their honeymoon in Seoul, Korea. So in that I was kind of talking about like the disparity between spaces and kind of like lineage and things like that. So that was in grade 10, and that was like 2 years ago, and even though I'm not necessarily painting like that anymore, I still think that was a very key like jumping point for me. And that's the thing at ESA, like everything you do in your 4 years here are very like connected in terms of the way our art curriculum is structured. Like you're going to be encouraged to foster ideas and that are very personal to you that you continue exploring.
I'm making a series of hyper-realistic paintings of family portraits, all stage set up when I was a child. I am preparing the paintings so that in 30, 40 years, it's gonna fall apart. And that is also a very difficult thing to think about, but the act of painting itself is a very soothing thing for me. This program has not only impacted my way of making art, but how I live my everyday life. We're like one big family, really.